Hi, I'm Brandy, this is Hound Dog Hollow, and today we're going to be doing a very brief book review of The Ultimate Guide to Chakras by Athena Parakis. It says PhD here. If you actually look into the About section, her PhD is in educational leadership, which is not related to this topic. I'm going to come out and say that I did not enjoy this book. This book was not what I thought it was back maybe a couple years ago at this point. When was this book released? It was a 2018 book, probably around then. I got this book either as a Christmas gift or I probably bought it off Amazon myself. And obviously very beautiful. And I bought this book last year now that I think about it. And, you know, it was very beautiful. I didn't see a whole lot of books on chakras. I was really trying to expand my knowledge in that realm. So, the first thing I noticed upon the introduction was the heavily mixing of spiritual practices with chakras. Okay, so like it was definitely blending Wicca and other things into chakras, talking about ancestral work, talking about very Eurocentric, very Wiccan perception, which was not at all what I was hoping for. So what I mean is, this is not Vedic. This does not have anything to do with chakras in the way that they had presented to me. So last year, you may know, I had a really traumatic miscarriage. I was in the hospital. I had a 6-week recovery. And afterwards, I got into yoga practice. I mean, I've done yoga off and on since I was 14. But I had the money. I went to a studio and I got professional education on like poses, especially since I was so weak after my surgery. And I also got therapy, quantum hypnosis, where the fantastic Nadine, which is the fascinating fairy, would come in and kind of help me do guided hypnosis meditations and kind of like distance Reiki work with my chakras and my energies. And that's why I got this book, because I really wanted to understand how I could facilitate that work, because there's a lot of problems that arise in your life and your body from, energy problems in your chakras, right? And so what I had been hoping for was like, so in the way that I had been exposed to chakras in the past is like, okay, these poses open these chakras and they help align and balance these chakras. And then these types of breathing exercises will help with these chakras and help clear this energy out. And then of course your meditation, and then there's your diet and the 3 different types of foods that you can eat if you're having an imbalance here or there. And that is what I was really hoping for, chakra by chakra. Like, okay, you have an imbalance in your root chakra. These are some poses you could do. This is some breathing you could do. These are how it might manifest if you have, blocked energy or too much energy, and then et cetera, et cetera. That is not this book. That is not this book. This book is a New Age 101, a New Age introduction into chakras and how you might use them in your practice, completely separate from Vedic teachings. So if you want to know the gemstone, the color, the herb, what rune, that's what this is going to tell you. If you want to know what pose, what traditional Vedic medicine, what none of that is going to be in this book. It doesn't exist here. And that made me really sad. That was very disappointing for me. And I also felt a little bit embarrassed that I had purchased something so, for lack of a better word, whitewashed about such a long and traditional and ancient, and actually lots of information existing out there, lineage. I'm pretty I'm pretty embarrassed I bought this book. Okay. Does that mean that the whole thing is bad? No. There's good parts in everything, right? But it is a lot of selling you of new age items. So this person has a PhD in educational leadership, and they worked with companies and businesses to do different things. And then they had an Etsy shop that was really popular, selling crystals and herbs and other new age spiritual practice. And I say new age spiritual practice because it's not exactly Wiccan. It's not any like actual religion. It's new age. Which is totally fine, however you identify. But when I think of chakras, I had been hoping for some more meat. I had been hoping for some more thorough education on how I might heal blockages, especially in my sacral chakra after a terrible miscarriage that left me, in the hospital for days. That had been my hope. How can I heal my body? How can I heal my heart? That was a devastating disappointment. How can I heal myself through the lens of these traditional energy centers? That is not at all what this is. There's no talk about Ayurveda. There's no yoga. There's no breath work. There's no references. There's no references. There's no information about how the author came to any of these conclusions about any of this. And there's no explanations to how or why the correspondences. There's no sources. There's nothing for here except for that she has 30 years experience selling crystals about why this person has any right to write the ultimate guide of chakras. I don't judge this person. However you do, you do you. I'm just really embarrassed I bought this. Let's go over the sacral chakra, because that was a particular interest for me. It has to do with your reproduction, your creativity. So there's lots of pretty pictures in here. That's probably one of the good things about the book. It does say the traditional name. The first page gives you some really brief information, okay? The domain of creation and procreation, the well of potential for what will be. When the sacral chakra is blocked or isn't spinning with ease, your sense of creative potential is blocked. There are literally dozens of things that can go wrong if your sacral energy is blocked, not just creativity. There's no nuance. There's no depth. That doesn't give me anything. This might manifest as an apparent lack of inspiration, an inability to pursue your art, a loss of interest in it, or physical infertility. This section is all of the information that's included about the book. Then there's an exercise where you do a very Wicca-centered exercise. At one point, you're calling in the quarters. I never in my life expected to call in the quarters for a chakra aligning exercise. I don't call in the quarters for actual magical workings, but that's just me. The correspondences are here. I don't know where this information comes from. I would be interested on how the author discovered that these specific runes went with this chakra, when to me those are disparate systems of thinking. Norse runes and Indian Vedic Hindu chakras. I don't know. I'd be interested to know. As well as the gemstones, the tarot card, the planets. I'm just interested, and I guess if I had more information about how these logical, how one came to a logical conclusion about this, that would help me. Or if I had references where I could be like, oh, she read this book and she got that information there, or this book has a little bit more nuance. Anything, any reference, any resource that could have given me some more depth or set me in a different path would have helped me. There's reflection questions for each chakra. How has your sexual desire been? When you consider the archetype of the seductress, notice the emotions. I mean, this is the art for the sacral chakra. It talks about the goddesses, Bastet, Ishtar, and Rati. The gemstones and what each gemstone does. And Same thing with essential oils and herbs. If for some reason it has a spell about Yuletide simmer blends in the chakra thing, I don't know how those things are related. It goes on about the tarot card, the rune, and the planet of the sacral chakra, and the archetype is the temptress and the saint. I don't know. I'd be really interested to know where that information comes from. Then there's the mantra, which this part actually, Samba Sadi Shiva is a Sanskrit mantra written in homage to the Lord Shiva in the Hindu tradition. He is the divine partner of Shakti, with whom he represents the whole of creation. That part, that's kind of information that would have been more along the lines of information that I would have wanted to know from this book. Embodiment of the sacral chakra exercise, which helps you activate your chakra, and then that's it. That's all the information, and it's each chakra goes through like that. Is this a bad book? No. If you're a Reiki practitioner and you're doing work that you want to you want to know the gemstones that you can recommend to people, you want to know the essential oils and the herbs that you could recommend to people, or you want to use those when you're working with these to help people. I mean, I could think of lots of ways that somebody could use this book. I cannot think of a single way I can use this book, because I am looking to know what the actual wisdom was that these people who have been honoring the chakras for millennia would do. I want to know how to move my body to align my chakras. I want to know how to center my mind to align my chakras. I want to know how to identify a blocked or overactive chakra in my body. I want to know breath work. I want to know information as it pertains to healing in a way that's logical for my medical brain to understand. Because I do believe in alternative therapy, specifically like things that have been researched for millennia and backed up and taken very seriously by their practitioners. I kind of feel like this book was to sell things and to make money. And you know, I like buying things. That's okay. This is just not what I was looking for. I was looking for real healing. Thankfully, I never even picked it up. My Nadine and my yoga instructor and just time and just listening and just my own practice and my spirit guides and my friends and family helped me line myself up and get back to ready. I'm pregnant, I'm having a baby. Everything's going to be okay. But I'm so glad I didn't pick this book up back then, because I would have felt really disappointed. So, this is a pretty book. This is a book that's going to tell you what gemstones, what crystals, what herbs, what tarot card, what rune, and what deity from various pantheons are going to pertain to each chakra in the opinion of this artist. And I'm not sure where those opinions come from, and so I cannot recommend it to you in that it's good information, because I have no idea, because I have no reference of knowledge for where this information is coming from. That being said, this is my review. I'm interested in your feedback in the comments below. This book has lots and lots and lots of positive reviews on the internet. I would be remiss if I was one of those people. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And am I right? Hell no. You might get so much out of this book. This might be a really meaningful, important book for your practice. And if it is, then that's excellent for you. We're different people, and how we access the divine is different, and that's okay. But for me, this was New Age crap. So I love you guys. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.